Welcome back. You're watching NewsX with me, Medha Sharan. Now, India-New Zealand free trade agreement has been finalized. In a significant boost to bilateral ties, India and New Zealand have concluded a free trade agreement. This marks India's third trade pact this year following deals with the United Kingdom and Oman. The agreement eliminates or reduces tariffs on 95% of New Zealand's exports to India, with more than half becoming duty-free immediately upon entry into force. Key Kiwi exports like dairy, fresh fruit, wool and wine stand to gain major market access in India's rapidly growing economy. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon highlighted that the FTA could increase annual exports to India by $1.1 to $1.3 billion over the next 2 decades, creating jobs and higher wages back home while tapping into India's 1.4 billion consumers. For India, the deal prioritizes easier mobility for skilled professionals, enhanced access for IT and services sector, and stronger investment commitments from New Zealand. Negotiations relaunched in March 2025 after a decade-long pause underscore the deepening economic partnership between the two nations. This future-ready pact is poised to foster resilient supply chains and sustainable growth for both sides. Dr. Sharat Kohli, who is a senior economist, joins me on the broadcast on this story. Well, good afternoon, Dr. Kohli. Sir, India and New Zealand have concluded FTA talks, and how significant is this announcement for both the countries?
Good morning, Medha. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. Good afternoon, rather. I think very significant because New Zealand is at the far end of the earth. It is, I think it is more of geographical importance. And of course, it also adds one more country to India's list of FTAs. The speed at which India is doing free trade agreements with these countries is remarkable. Although New Zealand is a very tiny country, probably the size of population of New Zealand is probably the size of a part of Delhi. But then it assumes a lot of significance because we have seen about 50% growth in the trade between India and New Zealand over the last 1 or 2 years, which means that the potential is a lot. There's a lot of New Zealand investment which is waiting to come to the country. There are a lot of businessmen. I expect about $15 to $20 billion of investments coming in after this FTA. And there's a lot of export on agri products, on dairy products, on technology, innovation, and of course defense. Although New Zealand is a very, very peaceful country and it is known for sports and other reasons, India's got a very long relation with New Zealand and a very, very close friendship. So I think this FTA will open new vistas, Medha, for investments coming both ways. And I have a feeling that it will take the trade over a period of time to about $5 billion. We are not doing very large business because of the size of New Zealand. But I think the positioning of New Zealand, the geographical location of New Zealand, is very, very significant because we have been doing FTAs with Middle East and European countries, but now going over to the other side of the earth is very significant. And I hope that this will boost economic progress in New Zealand also. India, of course, is booming at this time, Medha.
Additionally, sir, this is the third FTA that India has signed this year after, signing an FTA with the United Kingdom and Oman. Do you think that these agreements have, in a way, diminished the impact of Donald Trump's tariff war?
Oh, yes. In fact, all the nations have a reason to thank Donald Trump because it has brought the nations together. It has unified the world on economic front. The FTAs are happening quicker now because all countries are aware of the uncertainty and instability which is now connected to the US economic policies, which is why the world wants to join hands. And I think President Trump's policy is, as I said, helping in uniting the world, coming together for economic considerations. And that is the reason why you're seeing these FTAs. And I think the exporters in India will also find, they were already exploring, we were in touch with about 40 odd countries ever since the tariffs came off from the US. About 40 countries were being explored, and we managed to crack through deals in Europe, Middle East, Latin America, Southeast Asia. We've already managed to crack the deal. So I think this will add another feather as far as Indian exports are concerned. And it will also give an opportunity, let's not forget, Medha, it's a two-way process. To the New Zealand businessmen, we've already been importing dairy and other products from them, some spirits being imported as well. Dairy products is what New Zealand is known for, some very high quality dairy products, unlike the American dairy products. So I think it will also provide an opportunity of a huge market for New Zealanders for that matter, Medha.
Additionally, sir, India is signing all these FTAs, and we're also in talks with the United States as well as the European Union to sign a free trade agreement as well. Do you think with all these trade agreements that are being signed, it could be possible that India could reach the target of being a $7 trillion economy by the year 2030?
Well, anything is possible. I would say why not? I mean, we are about to hit $5 trillion probably by the end of 2027 or maybe beginning of 28, and the next target would be $7 trillion. We are on our way to become the third largest economy. We'll very soon become the fourth largest, and then we'll be on our way to become the third largest. I don't think that distance is too far, and this trade will definitely boost exports. We have exports of about 800 odd billion dollars right now, including merchandise and services. Yes, I think more the export, the speedier will be our economic progress, undoubtedly, Medha.